It's week 2 of the NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test. It's the Browns and the Eagles, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Brandon Gaunt and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts, and a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
At the 23-yard line.
Here's Hurts to throw. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Hurts. Well, it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. Back deep to return is KJ Hamler. Yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by the former Colorado Buffalo, their rookie quarterback.
And I know everyone's trying to rein in their optimism just a bit, but he played awfully well in the opener. Yeah, he's got some things to work on, as every rookie does, but he gave us all a reason to believe that he could be the starter. Now he's got to prove it again here in game number 2.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Sanders got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The handoff to Ford up the middle. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Sanders. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. This is Ford. Fights loose. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Sanders. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Sanders now from the gun. He'll throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw. Sanders escaping the pressure right. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least. If they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Throwing is Hurts. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Well, one of the linebackers has got it. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Again, they turn to Ford, and he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Sanders. Johnson with a completion over the middle. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Ford. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. To throw is Sanders. Going to throw on 3rd and goal. And he's got it. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. Dancing away at the 35. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Barkley inside handoff. And not much room to speak of. He'll get about 3 up to the 41. Here comes 3rd and about a foot.
Brings up 3rd down.
Hurts. Man open left side is Brown. So no gain on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Braden Mann now, as he'll punt it away for the second time.
It's 4th down.
Hamler now on the return. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And the catch made by Johnson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. On the ground, it's Ford. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. Here now, a 3rd down and 8. Back to throw. Sanders. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. It was the safety blitz that ultimately did the job, and they're going to credit him with a sack. On 4th down, on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. With it is Jackson. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
At their own 31-yard line.
Hurts sets up to throw it. This one goes out wide for Barkley. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings it 2nd and 5 at the 36-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. He's got Brown on the out route complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Call it 7 yards on 1st down. That fits the bill.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That will go for 9 yards and a 1st down on the keeper.
That's good for an Eagles. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
First carry now for A.J. Dillon. Even with him busting through the contact, he'll still be stopped just inside the 35. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
That's another Eagles 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 20.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And that is incomplete here. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this 2nd quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. The offense on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield. Sanders throwing to start the drive. Pass complete on the out route to Beckham. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards. From the 22 now, here's the second down and 6. They run with 4. Only able to work it to the 20 after the nice broken tackle. This now a 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Sanders. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Back to throw. Sanders. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Ford. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Looking to throw. Sanders. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Hopkins' kick is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take, but punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
At the 26-yard line.
Looking to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Hurts going to give this to Shipley. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
At the Browns' 41-yard line.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Hurts, fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 22-yard line. The slot man in motion right. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. 2nd down and a yard. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And the Eagles are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Smith in motion right. And he's going to handle it on the touch pass. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Dillon is into the end zone for an Eagle touchdown. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends were on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Elliott good with a PAT, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Browns now going to take over late in this first half with a slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half. We'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 2nd and 2. This is the tight end, Njoku. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Buying time to his left. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. Sanders. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good, and they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. That one downfield for Dotson. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now with just one more game after this one, and then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, the defenses look to be ready for the regular season. Maybe not the offenses just yet, but still a half to go as we get you back out to Brandon Godden.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Here's Pickett. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Carter. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Off play action, Pickett. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. 2nd and 9. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. He's to the 15. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the 3rd quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And boy, that sure turned out well for them.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 5. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Well, remember, they were just out here a moment ago. They threw the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Back to throw, Pickett. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the return will stop right around the 25. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Got a man here, it's Bryant. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll run here with Dillon. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Dillon ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Browns offense had Kenny Pickett headed back onto the field. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets. And it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. We have an injured player out there, and oh boy, that's the quarterback, Kenny Pickett, who's in some pain after that one. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Up the middle they go. Sampson. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Looking to throw. Gabriel firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Back to throw. Gabriel. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Byron Young forcing his way in there for the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down. They give to Dillon out of the gun. They'll get it across the 35. It'll be second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. In motion is Gray. Back to throw now on first down. And his throw here is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
There's a short throw taken in by Bryant. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up third and
Smith will come in motion right. Back to throw again. Pass taken in by his big tight end. He is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
that's good for another Eagles.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's complete to Shipley. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Now receiver in motion left. And a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. Now from the 7, here's second and goal.
At the 7-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. Flushed out right. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. They'll try and pound it in with Dillon. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
No gain on the play. Brings up 4th and goal.
They'll run for it with Dillon. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Dillon taking it in from a yard out. And the Eagles get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, this defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
Elliott now to have the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it was A.J. Dillon who capped it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. And they have had problems getting the running game in gear as we look through some of their attempts from earlier. They have just not been able to match the physicality that this defense has shown, and their lack of success on the ground. Browns drive about to get started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On second down, they'll run it here. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Looking to throw. Gabriel. And he's got his man in stride, complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to make it 4th down. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. He may go. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Little choice, Charles, but to go for it right there, and that pick-6 will be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, you don't know how many more possessions you're going to get, so really, you're almost at the point of no option. Have to go for it. Bottom line, though, is defenders know that as well. They know you've got to throw the football. Had the right defense called, able to make a nice play on the ball, and that's all she wrote.
Elliott on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 37. Throwing after the interception, Gabriel. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 10. His hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Into the hands of Cedric Tillman. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. Gabriel. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? Yeah, you only get a 1-yard buffer there from the line of scrimmage, and he got downfield a little too far, and the flag came out. Operating from the gun, Gabriel. And he comes back with one complete. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. Gabriel. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Back to throw. Gabriel. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. The drive starts with a carry by Dillon. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. From the 35, here's 2nd and a couple. They run once more with Dillon. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Gabriel. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Looking to throw. Gabriel. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup. Operating from the gun, Gabriel. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw, Gabriel. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Operating from the gun, Gabriel. That is caught. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Looking to throw, Gabriel. Short throw here to the tight end Bates. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Open man, that's Tillman. And they keep those sticks moving forward, that time with a gain of 3. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Gabriel. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Carter, the motion man right. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. And they're going to go for this. Just 1 for 3 so far on fourth down tries. They're trying again. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. In motion is Gray. They'll begin the drive with a run by Dillon. And not much doing there, maybe a yard to the 23.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Here comes third down and 7. Looking to throw. McCord. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Up the middle they run. Here's Dillon. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. On the tackle that time, Shelby Harris. Now 2nd and 9. Again, it's Dillon. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10.
A loss of 2 brings up 3rd and 10.
Back to throw. McCord. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Credit for that sack goes to Cameron Thomas.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.